Hello everybody. Joke of the daytime, and it's another parrot joke. Once upon a time there was an old seafaring man, and he went all over the world. He'd spent his whole life at sea, and there were just two things that really mattered to him in his life. The first was his sister, who was always there for him, usually with a wagging finger, because she was very, very prim and proper. And also his parrot. His parrot was his eternal companion, and he would say anything to his parrot, and the parrot learnt to chat back to him. Now, as you can imagine, with the good old seafaring man, he had quite an extensive vocabulary, especially when it comes to the unrepeatable words. And they're the words that the parrot most enjoyed saying. Now, one day, very sadly, the old seafaring man died. So he left the parrot to his sister, who took it home, and there it was, sitting in her room. And one day she had some visitors. It was the ladies from the church flower arranging guild. And round they come, and they're all sitting there, all very prim and proper, as flower arranging ladies are, having their nice cup of tea and their cucumber sandwiches with the crust taken off, when suddenly the parrot starts. His language is disgusting. And the old lady, who's never come across this before, is absolutely distraught. So she apologises profusely and takes the parrot, puts a blanket over the parrot and takes it out. She says, she's doing so, she says to him, "Don't you ever do this again. I'm going to leave you in the dark for an hour." So parrot goes quiet. A few days later, the lady is having another tea party, this time with all the ladies from the Mothers' Union. And the parrot's in the corner, and it starts again. The lady once again is distraught. She goes and gets a blanket, puts it over it, and then takes it out. And as she's doing so, she said, "I thought I told you the other day, no language like this, please. I'm going to leave you in the dark for 6 hours. At the end of the 6 hours, she gets it out and she says, "Now, are you sorry for the way you've behaved?" And the parrot goes, "Yes, I'm very sorry. I promise I won't do it again." A few more days later, the lady has a visitor. It's the vicar. And she is sitting there trying to be all, perfect. And they've got their tea and their cucumber sandwiches and the Battenberg cake. And the parrot starts again. The old lady does not know where to put herself. So she gets the parrot, she's lost the blanket, looks around, she can only find one place to put it. She goes, "This is going to teach you." And with that, she gets hold of the parrot out of its cage and puts it in the freezer. As she's doing so, she goes, "You're going to stay there for 10 minutes, see if that'll teach you." At the end of the 10 minutes, she goes and gets it. And the parrot is as good as gold. It's learnt perfect manners in that 10 minutes, speaks really well. After the vicar has gone, she turns to it and says, "Right, have you learnt your lesson now?" "Oh, yes," goes the parrot, "I certainly have." She says, "Good." She goes, and then the parrot goes, "But just one thing. What did the chicken do?" That's a really old one. I think I might give up on the parrot jokes tomorrow. Yesterday, I was talking to somebody who still thinks that what's happening in the world at the moment is a punishment from God. They think that all of this catastrophe that's happening because of COVID-19 is a direct result of God being angry with us and wanting to punish us. Now, as I've said so many times before, I do not believe that for one moment. What is happening is a direct consequence of the way that we humans now behave. It's a result of bad hygiene in some market somewhere where live animals were put next to fresh meat. And then, of course, it spread again through bad hygiene, people touching each other, touching things other people had touched. And then, of course, because we are now a very, very mobile world, it spread. That's not God's fault. That is our fault. But that doesn't mean to say that God isn't in it with us. Obviously, as you've heard me say before, I truly believe that God is there alongside each and every person, especially the ones who are suffering right now. But I also believe that he is with all our wonderful members of the NHS, giving them wisdom, compassion, and stamina. I believe that he is with all the scientists, trying to find a cure or an antidote. And I believe he's there, pointing them in the right direction. I believe it or not, that he is even with members of our government, giving them clarity of vision. He is with all those who are working so hard to help us all get through this. And I believe he's alongside each one of us, helping us to grow and develop and use this time for the benefit of our own lives, our communities, and the whole of creation. God bless and stay safe.